Loving, caring, and peaceful English people, please subscribe, like, and share my videos on revenge, because your gesture of kindness matters a lot to me. Now let's begin this masterpiece revenge story together. Imagine this. You're on what feels like a perfect first date. The conversation is flowing. The walk is beautiful. You're starting to feel like this might actually turn into something real. And then, he says he needs to use the bathroom, disappears into a store, and never comes back. That's right. He ditched me, stranded 20 minutes from home. But don't worry. I made sure his whole family knew exactly what kind of guy he really was. If you've ever been ghosted, ditched, or humiliated on a date, this story is going to hit close to home. Stick around because the revenge in this one is short, sharp, and oh so satisfying. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your own worst date ever stories in the comments. I'd love to read them. I was 19, hopeful, and honestly excited. Dating is tricky at that age, but I had matched with this guy who seemed nice, funny, and genuinely interested. When he suggested going for a walk in a nearby nature park, I thought, why not? Fresh air, good conversation, low pressure. And honestly, the first part of the date went great. We walked under the trees, talked about our lives, laughed at silly stories. I thought to myself, finally, a decent guy. When we finished the walk, he said he needed to use the bathroom. I did too, so he drove us to the nearest store, a Best Buy. We both went in, each to our respective bathrooms, and that's where things turned sideways. I came out first. I waited near the entrance. 1 minute passed, then 5. I figured maybe he was just taking his time. But after 10 minutes, my patience turned into worry. I texted him. Message failed. I frowned, gave him the benefit of the doubt, and waited a little longer. Finally, my gut told me to check outside. I stepped into the parking lot and scanned the rows of cars. His car, gone. I felt my stomach drop. I hurried back inside and asked the front desk if they'd seen him. The clerk nodded and said, "Yeah, he ran out of here a few minutes ago." That's when it hit me. He hadn't just left me. He ditched me on our very first date at a Best Buy. There I was, stranded 20 minutes from home, no car, no explanation. I called an Uber, sat in the back seat, and the humiliation turned into pure rage. Who does that? Who takes a girl out, drives her around, and then just bails without a word? I wasn't about to let him walk away like nothing happened. I started digging. If he wasn't going to face me, maybe he'd have to face someone else. Someone he couldn't ghost. Within a few hours, I tracked down what looked like his sister on social media. My fingers shook as I typed, but I hit send anyway. "Hey, I think you should know what your brother did. He left me stranded at a store in the middle of a date. My things are still in his car and I don't know if I'll ever get them back." I expected silence, maybe even mockery, but to my surprise, she replied quickly, and she was furious. She apologized on his behalf, promised I'd get my stuff back, and even offered to pay for my Uber home. Sure enough, a couple of days later, my belongings showed up, not politely handed back. Oh no, they were tossed, literally thrown, into my yard from his car window. Petty, messy, and angry, which only proved my point. And now, his sister, his family, everyone knew exactly how he treated women. He couldn't hide behind silence anymore. He wanted to ghost me? Fine, but I made sure he was haunted by the judgment of his own family. He tried to leave me feeling small, but in the end, he's the one who had to skulk away, exposed for the immature coward he really was. Dating is rough. Sometimes you meet great people. Sometimes you meet people who remind you exactly why ghosting is such a cruel thing. But if there's one lesson here, it's this. If you offer to take someone out, you also owe them the decency of a ride home. Period. So, what do you think? Was contacting his sister too much, or just the perfect dose of karma? I'd love to hear your take in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more satisfying revenge stories, and share this with someone who survived their own dating nightmare.